Good morning everyone and welcome. In this video we'll see the camera. There are many types of camera: 4/3, pocket, compact, mirrorless, reflex, medium format, and so on, but we will only focus on the most common. Basically nowadays they are reflex and mirrorless. They are medium format, but they are more particular. We'll start with this one. This is a film camera. This is an Asahi Pentax Spotmatic from the middle 60s. At the time it was one of the best cameras around. It is completely manual and completely mechanical. It does have a battery here. It is for the light meter inside, because this camera features a light meter for measuring the light, but it perfectly works even without it. It's a manual focus and it will always work. You're not tied to the batteries. From this one, and this is a reflex camera because it has the mirror. From this one we'll go to this one here. It's an ex-Soviet Union Kiev camera. This also is a film camera. It is completely manual focus, but it's a rangefinder. It means it doesn't have any mirror inside, and the focusing system is completely different. Basically, with this camera, the subject is doubled. You see two subjects, and moving the focus, the two subjects gets one over the other. When they are perfectly one over the other, the subject is in focus. I find this system easier than on the reflex, because on the reflex you have the little circle in the middle. Usually there is the split image going one over the other, but it's smaller and it's more difficult to focus. As I said, the rangefinder doesn't have a mirror, and later we'll see the main difference between the rangefinder, which is comparable to the modern mirrorless, and the reflex camera. From this one, we'll make a huge jump and we'll go to this one. This is a late 80 Nikon F4. This particular model is the F4S because it has the battery grip, external battery grip with the shutter button if you want to shoot in vertical. We can consider this one like the mother of the modern cameras because it's plenty of electronics. And also, you're stuck on the batteries. Without the batteries, this camera is completely useless. You can use it as a piece of furniture or door stopper and so on. This camera features many stuff that are in the modern camera. Actually, this feature the first matrix system to measure in the light, which compared to the modern one is quite primitive, but at the time it was a huge step forward. It also has a shock absorbing system. It allows you to shoot with really low speed, something like 1/8 of a second, and also has the curtains. They are made out of alloy and carbon fiber, which is way advanced for the time. Anyway, This camera, as I said, relates on the batteries. From this one, we'll go to nowadays, to this one. Okay, this is a digital, this is a Nikon 810. It's plenty of electronics and plenty of stuff that you don't really need, as in all the digital cameras. It has the batteries, and like that one and all the modern camera, without the batteries, it's totally useless. From this one, we'll go to a complete different camera, which is this one here. This is also a film camera, but this is a Hasselblad 500 cm. It's completely manual. It's a medium format. It means that compared to the 35 millimeters, this camera has a 6x6 film. It's quite bigger, and hence it has a higher quality. It is manual, it doesn't need batteries, and it always works. It's reflex, so it has the mirror inside, but the big difference with the Spotmatic or all the other cameras, it doesn't have the prism to adjust the subject. We will see later about it. This has a waist level finder, and you can see the image from the top. Anyway, not having a mirror, you will see the image reversed. So when you start using it, it's a little tricky because you're not used to it. You have to train a little. Let's see the main difference between the reflex camera and the rangefinder, that, as I said, they are comparable to the modern mirrorless. The reflex cameras have a mirror, so the image gets through the lens, bounces on the mirror, goes up through a prism. Here there is a prism, and gets to the viewfinder. The prism is to reverse the image in the right direction, because if you see the image on the mirror like on the Hasselblad, you will see the subject reversed. So the prism reversed again the subject, and you see it like the lens see. You see it in the right way. The problem with the reflex is that having the mirror, they are subject to a little vibration when you shoot it. I'll let you see. That's okay, that's the mirror there. When you cock the shutter, now I'm choosing the B shutter, so I can keep the shutter open as long as I want. When you shoot, the mirror inside flips up and frees the curtains behind that will open and free the focal plane, the film or the sensor with the modern cameras. You can see here, let's see if we can see it. That's the mirror. I shoot. See? Now there's the focal plane free, and when I release the shutter, the mirror goes back. And this causes a little vibration, even if it's really tiny. While on the rangefinder and on the reflex, Let me check here. Okay, the B. Not being a mirror inside, when I shoot, nothing happens. There is no vibration inside. So for this reason, the rangefinder allows you to shoot with really low shutter speed, which are impossible with a reflex camera. Also, not having a mirror, the focal flange distance, it means the distance between the back of the lens and the focal plane, the film or a shutter, is quite smaller than on the reflex. You can see here the back of the lens is much shorter than here. See, where's the lens here? The back. So also the quality of the image in the mirrorless is higher because the light has a shorter travel to impress the film. Also, another advantage of the rangefinder is that not having the mirror that bounces up and down, it is much more silent than the reflex. Let's see here. Let me choose. Okay, 1/500th of a second. Let's hear the sound of the reflex. Here. While hear the sound of the rangefinder. Here it's much quieter. For this reason, the rangefinder it's better suited in situations where the silence is important. One thing about the cameras and the lens is the mount. All the first cameras have a screw mount, like the Pentax. It's a screw. You have the lens with a thread here, and you screw it to the camera. The problem is that during the time, all the manufacturers went to the bayonet mount because it's much faster, and also for other stuff about focusing and aperture, but we will see this in other videos. One thing I would like to point out, in my classes I often see people holding the camera in several ways. The right way to hold the camera, it's this one. The left hand holds the camera while the right hand is relaxed to shoot the trigger here, the shutter button. With the left hand you can also move the controls on the lens, the aperture, the focus. In a modern camera this is almost completely gone because all the controls are almost moved inside the camera. But anyway, with the digital it is the same thing. The left hand is the one that holds the camera and the right hand is the one that shoots. I think I said everything in this video. My suggestion is to check several sources if you want informations, if you're looking for informations. Don't rely only on one single source, but check several ones. One thing is important. The problem with the digital cameras is they are more on the computer side than on camera side. There's a new model appearing on the market every something like 6 months or 1 year at the most. But don't think that the latest models are better than the previous ones. Usually it's the opposite. It's more about consumerism. Of course, technology goes on really fast, but you don't need a camera with 2 billion megapixel sensor or a burst of 2000 shots per second. Well, I think I've said everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching for now. Goodbye.